again, everybody, and welcome to the final show of our 2019 high school football season here on Mirror TV on your YouTube channel. Once again, joined by Mike Boydham, our beat writer for high school football. This is our final show because this is our final game of the season, the PIAA 1A State Championship, which takes place Thursday afternoon at 1 o'clock at Hershey between Bishop Guilfoyle and Farrell High School. And we don't want to just have a BG Cup for this show. We got rid of the other cups because we wanted them. It's all about BG. And I am not wearing a BG jersey. This is James Madison. It just happens to be purple and gold. And Mike's shirt just happens to be lavender, I think. Maybe we can call, or maybe some kind of purple, maybe plum. I think I might get our director Sarah to agree that would be a plum color. But also, we would like to thank Coach Fox, and I think the drummer will be put in by our studio technicians, but we have a BG football helmet. Now, this will join next year with our Claysburg Kimmel helmet. Next year we won helmets, but we'll do that next year. But our BG helmet was given to us by Coach Fox, whose son Hayden's on the team. But Coach Fox, we're hoping that he got permission from AD Drenning and Coach Wheeler. But we have a BG helmet here for our special show, and we're going to break down as much as we can here. Find out how we think BG is going to do. And as my tribute to, I'm a BG alumnus, 1983, Jerry Cooper, the late Jerry Cooper, great guy, was my math teacher, algebra teacher. Mike's going to do a Venn diagram of how we're going to tie in teams that played Farrell and teams that played BG and how we think BG might do. Go ahead, do us your
okay,
show.
So it's kind of like a 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon thing here. We have a positive way and a negative way to look at it. So we'll go negative first. So
I like the Venn diagram, but I think this will work.
So the negative way that we could look at it is BG played Junior Valley, and that game went right down the wire. Fourth quarter could have went either way. Junior Valley earlier in the season lost to Tussey Mountain 14-12, and Tussey Mountain, the District 5 champion, has played Farrell in the state playoffs, and it didn't go well. The final score was 60-14,
and
in Farrell's.
It was 60-0, right?
Yes, the scores were late by Tussey Mountain. However, if you look at it a positive way, earlier in the season, Farrell lost 40-0 to Wilmington, and Wilmington played Chestnut Ridge, and Chestnut Ridge played BG. BG knocked off Chestnut Ridge 20-14, and when Chestnut Ridge played Wilmington, it was a much closer game than when Wilmington played Farrell. It was actually 35-20, a 15-point game. So in that scenario, BG looks pretty good against Farrell. So it depends on how you look at it.
Were you willing to go with a final score there based on all that math?
Well, we'll also talk about
the computer.
There's a guy in the state of Pennsylvania that puts all the stuff into a computer, like all the statistics. He doesn't put any of his own thought process into it.
He does nothing else, I think.
He put all this stuff in, and it's called the Born Power Index, and they've really accurately predicted a lot of things this year. Now, he's got Farrell as a 21.4 point favorite, so almost 3 touchdown favorite in the game. Now, do I think it's going to be that big of a lopsided game? No. I think BG with its tradition and its line and its coaching. These coaches have been here before. Maybe none of the players have been here, but these BG coaches have been here before. And the other thing is Farrell was in the championship last year, but not many of their star players played in that game. In fact, Kai Wright and Christian Lewis were the star players, ran for almost 400 yards. Both those guys have graduated. So it's going to have to be new people stepping up. And they kind of had like their Super Bowl game last week against Clairton. That's kind of their rival in the state playoffs. They had to go down to the wire to win that game. If they come in with the attitude of, hey, this is just a bonus, we're going to roll, they're going to be in trouble.
And I can remember the 3 times that they went up against it was a combination of Clairton and Farrell before BG. I think there were a lot of people that didn't think BG was. I'll be honest, I'm one of them because I thought the other teams were going to be too athletic for BG. But BG had the better football team, the better football players. And that's why I got to think the coaching is going to matter in this one. And I'm just saying, like, I know I got to put my glass on because I got to read. I got somebody holding up a cue card behind me. But the offensive line, I've been, puttering their names all year long. The only ones I've been able to get is my nephew, who I love dearly. We'll say Anthony Edwards' name first, but he's a sophomore. You got Brady Biffle, Tyler Carnegie, Colin Butler, and Jack Donahue, and the Anthony Edwards on that line. And it's funny, Andrew Yanishak has been a tight end on that line who's asked to do a lot of blocking.
Evan Himes filled in during.
And would you not say they run 75% of the time? If you had to,
I think it actually the number was around 85%.
And then you sit there and it's basic football. If you know somebody's going to do something the majority of the time and you still can't stop them, that means those kids are good and those coaches are good. Because every time I kept thinking, well, they'll just take the runaway and force BG to pass and they'll lose. BG kept winning, so that's how I think it's going to go. But I think BG plays better as an underdog to me. I would rather be the underdog than be the favorite.
And remember, the last time they played each other was 2015. BG came away with a 35-0 victory.
And I just thought to myself, those people out there could think, no way are we going to lose, let alone lose 35-0. But talk about some of the, again, before you...
Well, I was going to say, just last year in the basketball playoffs, not many people gave BG a chance. They knocked Farrell off 55-52. Right? So.
But talk about, Mike, if you read Mike's preview the other day, that they have a lot of Division I kids on this offensive line for Farrell. And a lot of big-sized kids. Mike even has weight average.
The average weight of their line is 290 pounds, including they have a kid that's around 350 pounds.
So they have like 5 Brady Biffles.
They have a lot of big kids, but they're hoping the BG's hoping their speed can counteract that. And Coach Wheeler told me, it's like driving a sled. When you're pushing the sled, it doesn't matter what is in front of you, you push it the same way, and that's what they're hoping to do. The big change for Farrell this year, they started off 0-2. They made a change at quarterback. They switched out Christian Hartley for Raymond Raver Jr., and he has, since they've made that switch, they're 13-0. And at one point, they shut out 8 straight opponents and outscored them 390-0.
So they're due. They're due for a bad game.
Well, they've been challenged in the state playoffs. They were challenged by Maplewood. They were challenged by Clairton. And even when I talked to Coach Sottasante in the lead up to this game, he said he thinks BG has a shot. He said that as long as they get off to a good start and they play with the intensity of wanting the game more than Farrell does. He thought one of the big problems with Tussey was they came out and they were happy to be there in that game, happy to have won the district championship, and they maybe didn't come into it with the same intensity that he's hoping that BG goes into the game with to be able to come out on top.
And you got to hope they're not intimidated by the size, that they see that and don't think like, oh my goodness, but hopefully that's something, again, by coaching. Coaching will prevent that, I think. The one thing I did, I always like to ask Mike one question. I don't know if he's going to, I don't do it on purpose. Do you know what the weather's forecast for Thursday?
I do, actually.
There you go,
it's supposed to be in the 40s with some sun.
So nothing like...
No precipitation. I think it was like 6% chance. See, how's that for accurate?
See, I thought I had him there. You have a prediction, or you're not allowed? You're gonna wait. You'd be like Kirk Herbstreit and not predict because you're covering the game.
I think that it will be a closer game than the 21-point spread the Bourne Power Index says.
See, I'm going to predict BG 16-12. It just popped into my head. And
4 field goals.
I don't know how maybe they'll get like a touchdown, a field goal, and a safety. That's how I don't know how BG's going to get their 16.
Hey, they won the last one 11-7. That's a weird score.
I know. I'm having a party at my house. Well, at least for me and my in-laws. We're going to watch the game, and maybe make some snacks there. Enjoy PCN on my TV. But.
Hey, regardless of what happens, remember this is 4 out of the last 6 years Bishop Guilfoyle football has played for a state championship, which is incredibly impressive when you consider Tyrone is the only other District 6 school the Tyrone for so long was the only District 6 school that had won a state championship until BG came in and got it done in 2014. So.
And I don't know how many of us sat around in our newsroom in August thinking, did BG have a chance to go to a state championship? I just didn't think we did because I knew how young, because they have a lot of those kids coming back. two of those linemen are 10th graders.
Yeah.
Is Donahue a junior?
No, the other three are seniors.
Those are seniors, so they can build on those two. But this is, like I said, our last show of the year. Next time you will be hearing us will be August of next year, unless Neil Rudell figures out a way to con us into doing this for basketball, which Mike and I will just protest to the umpth degree. But for Mike Boyden, for our director Sarah, I'm Scott Franco. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.